When are you considered an intermediate level lifter? Pretty big question. Any person starting out in the gym has at some point wondered what's considered the sort of gold standard that's going to finally help set them apart from other beginner level lifters and finally make them stand out from that crowd. Luckily for those people, there is a massive amount of online fitness websites that are dedicated exclusively for you to plug in whatever current numbers you have at the most popular exercises, typically done at the gym, and see where you stand compared to others. Now, for this video, however, we're going to use my own personal experience and research done over the years to help solidify and create a concrete evidence-based approach to what actually makes a lifter considered to be intermediate, basically. Now, we're going to focus exclusively on the commercial gym rat population, as they make up by far the most amount of people doing physical exercise in the gym. Other fitness branches like calisthenics and whatnot will be covered in a separate video. So, first, we're going to take a look at the most popular standard the more powerlifting niche guys like, and that is the 1, 2, 3, 4 plate club. The 1, 2, 3, 4 plate club refers to an in reference to the numbers starting from the left. The overhead press for one plate, aka 135 pounds or 60 kilos for the European friends. The bench press for two plates, which is 225 pounds or 100 kilos in Europe. The 3 plate squat, aka 315 pounds or 140 kilos. And the 4 plate deadlift, aka 405 pounds or 180 kilos for the Euro boys or gals. Now, if you're a little more analytical, you'll probably notice that if you convert the kilo units we outlined here to freedom units, the numbers actually end up being lower by about 4 to 5 pounds. This is not a coincidence, and no, gravity is not weaker in Europe. This has been rounded to the outlined kilos we mentioned specifically because in Europe and other metric system enjoyer countries, the gyms there round the kilos for their big plates to 20 kilos, which rounds up to around 44 pounds. And you'll find that to be the case on just about any commercial gym you walk into here. Anyhow, something to keep in mind, really. I'm a huge fan of the 1, 2, 3, 4 plate club because it keeps things simple and objective. Goals are clear-cut, and how you decide to get there can be multifold. These numbers can typically be achieved in about a year for the genetically average gifted individual, and up to 2 years if you're maybe more skewed towards the less genetically gifted outliers, or simply don't pay that much attention to recovery, aka food, sleep, life stressors, and whatnot. And lastly, if you're more on the gifted side, under a year to sometimes just a couple of months can net you there. Now, let's break this down further. All the aforementioned exercises typically agree with the most popular fitness websites for comparing your strength, that the numbers found in the plate numbers we mentioned generally match with the numbers these websites outline for us to take notes of. With one important caveat being that if you're more biased towards weighing over 200 pounds or under that, the numbers as well tend to go up by about 10 to 40 pounds, depending on what exercises you decide to compare your current level to. Thus, the general rule of thumb can be to take your weight into consideration if you really want to find out what the right digits are. Whether a number you have on a particular exercise can be considered intermediate or not. Now, this plate system is missing one important thing, and that is a vertical and a horizontal pulling move. If you're interested in knowing the full picture, it is important to know what your numbers are on the barbell row and preferably the pull-up as well. So in that case, my personal preference would be to mash these 6 exercises together. And as such, the barbell row can be nested to 100 kilos or 225 pounds, same as the bench press, and with the pull-ups, in my opinion, being rounded to around 10 reps. If you're weighing around the 200 pound mark, that is, with 1 to 2 reps lower, the heavier you get, and 1 to 2 reps, the more lighter you get, basically. With these numbers now in mind, it is very easy to frame a picture on how you can schedule your exercise selection in order to accommodate moving towards these numbers. Again, provided the goal is to become an intermediate level lifter. And that's a whole other topic to cover. The most popular workout routines that can get you to these numbers are the barbell-oriented routines commonly known as 5x5 or variants of it. You can find loads of different websites covering their own version of the 5x5 routine. Choose any routine you deem suitable for your daily life schedule. Just about any sensible routine, be it full body, be it push-pull legs, or a bro split routine that has an emphasis on recovery, will get you these numbers. So if you're someone who struggles to get there, there is a serious problem stemming from the way you approach your exercise selection, your intensity, and the way you approach recovery. And that is the beauty in the 5x5 routines. They have a clearly outlined routine to follow, catered specifically towards getting you to these numbers as fast as possible. Another one of the many beauties of being considered a beginner level lifter is the constant strength gains you experience practically on a weekly basis. Lifters starting out can typically add 2.5 to 5 pounds or 1 kilo to 2 kilos to an exercise almost every other workout. So you have that positive reaffirmation to continue following these tried and tested routines without the delayed gratification that's a common reoccurrence later down the fitness road. So just about any able-bodied male lifter should be able to unlock these numbers with relative ease. If you enjoy this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, and